At some point, almost everyone hits that quiet moment where they look around their home and think, do I still need all this space? It's not a dramatic realization, it's subtle. It's when cleaning takes a whole day instead of an afternoon, or when maintaining the yard starts to feel more like a chore than a joy, or when you walk through rooms that used to be full of noise and realize you don't go in there anymore. That's the moment when downsizing or right-sizing starts to whisper in the back of your mind. It's not about loss, it's about alignment. It's about matching your home to the life you're living now, not the one from years ago. And today, I want to walk through how to choose the right size home without regrets. Because this decision isn't just about square footage, it's about comfort, freedom, and peace of mind. So let's start with something simple. Your home should make your life easier, not harder. For many people, their current home still holds wonderful memories, but it also holds a lot of responsibility. It asks for time, energy, and attention that could be spent on other things you actually like doing. So before you think about listing or mortgages or packing boxes, take a deep breath and ask yourself one question. What do I want more of in this next season of life? Because that answer, whatever it is, will guide everything that follows. If the answer is peace, travel, time with family, more connection, or simply less stress, then your home should support that. Now, when I say right sizing, I don't mean shrinking your life. I mean designing your environment around what truly matters. For some people, that might mean moving from a 2-story home to a rambler. For others, it might mean going from a big yard to a lower maintenance patio. It can mean trading storage spaces for walkability or square footage for sunlight. The point isn't to make your life smaller, it's to make it simpler. When I help people through this transition, we always start with reflection, not real estate. So if you're listening right now, I encourage you to think through a few quiet questions. No pressure, no timeline, just curiosity. Ask yourself, which spaces in my current home do I actually use every week? Which spaces bring me joy or serve a purpose? Which spaces simply take energy without giving anything back? You might be surprised at how much of your home is just storage. Not only for things, but for memories. And there's no shame in that. It's just an opportunity to reset, because the goal isn't to give up what you love, it's to keep what you need and to let go of whatever become noise. Here's another question I always come back to. What does comfort really mean to you now? When you were building your family, comfort probably meant space. It meant room for everyone, but now it might mean something different. Maybe comfort is low maintenance. Maybe it's being closer to your kids or grandkids. Maybe it's being able to travel freely, knowing your home is taking care of itself. Whatever that looks like for you, write it down, because that list is your new blueprint. It's not about bedrooms or square footage, it's about freedom. Let's talk about the emotional side of this for a second, because it's real. It's completely normal to feel conflicted about this kind of move, even when you know it's the right next step. You're not just changing addresses, you're changing chapters, and that comes with a mix of gratitude, nostalgia, and maybe a little hesitation. But here's something that helps. Instead of framing it as leaving, think of it as continuing. You're not closing a book, you're turning a page. Your home has served its purpose beautifully, and now you get to choose what serves you. So let's talk about what that new home might actually look like. Start with how you live, not what's available. If you spend your morning on the patio, prioritize natural light and outdoor spaces. If you love hosting family dinners, focus on an open kitchen that connects easily to living space. If you travel often, think low maintenance, maybe newer construction. It's easy to get caught up in the features, but what matters most is function. Because when your home matches your lifestyle, everything is just flows easier. Now, let's touch on something practical: size. There's no magic number here, but most people find that cutting their square footage by about a third feels just right. Enough room for comfort and guests without the excess. You might go from 2,800 to 1,800 square feet, or just from 2,200 to 1,500, whatever the number. The key is to design around how you actually live. Think about this. Do you still need a formal dining room? Do you really need 3 spare bedrooms, or could one double as a guest room and an office? Simplifying your space doesn't mean losing capability. It means gaining clarity. Let's also be honest about finances, because that's usually the part that creates hesitation. If you're considering buying before selling, that could feel like a leap of faith, but there are ways to do it safely and confidently. The first step is knowing your numbers, what your current home is worth, what your ideal next home costs, and what your comfort zone is. Sometimes a bridge loan or a short-term financing can create flexibility so you can move once, not twice. Other times, we coordinate timing between closing so you can transition smoothly. The goal is to remove as much stress as possible so your move feels strategic, not chaotic. And remember, your financial decision should support your lifestyle goals, not dictate them. You've earned the right to choose peace over pressure. Another layer to think about is location. When you start fresh, you get to redefine what home base means. Do you want to be closer to family? Do you want a walkable neighborhood with cafes, parks, and trails? Do you want quiet and privacy, or community and connection? Here in South King and Pierce counties, there are truly something for everyone. If you crave walkability and charm, maybe that's somewhere like Sumner or Puyallup. If you love the balance of space and convenience, well, Bonnie Lake or Maple Valley might feel right. If you want to be near the water or closer to Seattle without the congestion, Federal Way or Des Moines could be your sweet spot. When you right size, you're not just choosing a home, you're choosing a rhythm. So think about the kind of pace that feels right for the season of your life. Let's pause for a moment and talk about the mindset that makes all of this easier. Right sizing is not about less, it's about more. More time, more flexibility, more room for joy, family, travel, and rest. When you think about it that way, the fear starts to fade because what you're gaining far outweighs what you're leaving behind. And if you ever feel overwhelmed by the logistics, remember, this process isn't something you have to rush into. You can take your time, gather information, walk through homes, ask questions. It's okay to ease into the decision. Clarity often comes in stages. You don't have to have it all figured out right away. Something else I always encourage people to do is this. Walk into a home and just feel it before you analyze it, before you think about the price or the layout. Just pause. Does it feel calm? Does it feel peaceful? Can you picture yourself relaxing there, morning coffee in hand, sun coming through the window? That moment when your body feels at ease, that's usually your sign. We underestimate intuition in real estate, but it's powerful because this isn't just a financial decision, it's an emotional one. Now there's one more layer people don't always expect when they're downsizing: rediscovery. Once you move into a home that fits better, it's amazing how your life opens up. You start spending more time outdoors. You connect more deeply with neighbors. You take trips you've been putting off. You breathe differently. It's like shedding weight you didn't realize you were carrying. And that's why I always say, this isn't about finding a smaller house, it's about creating a bigger life. So if you're sitting in your current home wondering if it's time, here's how you'll know. When your home to start feeling like maintenance instead of meaning. When the thought of less feels like relief, not sacrifice. When your vision for the future feels lighter, freer, simpler, that's when it's time. And when that moment comes, you don't have to do it alone. All you need is a plan and a partner who understand the emotional side as much as the practical one. Let's recap a few key thoughts to hold on to. Start with your lifestyle. Your next home should reflect how you want to live, not how you used to live. Be honest about your space. Keep what serves you. Let go of what doesn't. Plan your transition carefully. There are smart, safe ways to buy before you sell if that is what worked best. Choose your community with intentions. Your neighborhood should make life feel richer, not busier. Honor your emotions. It's normal to feel both excitement and nostalgia that can coexist. If you follow these steps with clarity and grace, your next move won't feel stressful. It feels like peace. And if this message resonates with you, if you're starting to imagine what the next chapter could look like, I'd love to help you think it through. We can talk about timing, finances, neighborhoods, and what would make this transition feel effortless for you. You've worked hard to get here. Now it's time to design the life and the home that truly fits. And before you go, make sure to watch the next video in this series, the most peaceful, walkable neighborhoods in South King and Pierce counties. If you're picturing a place where you can slow down, connect with neighbors, and enjoy everyday life again, that episode will help you find it. I'm Yvonne Brink with the Brink Home Team, serving South King and Pierce County, and my passion is helping you find not just a house, but a home that fits your life now.